Welcome to Kidmissing TV. Today we're going to talk about the case of Kelly Hollan. Kelly was 6 years old when he disappeared on February 13, 1982. And Kelly was an asthmatic. And as you can see from my poster, absolutely adorable. He disappeared from Pine Tree Hollow, Kentucky. It was an unusual day that day because it was a snow day. Don't have too many of those in Kentucky. So he went out to play in the snow, and he didn't come in by 6 o'clock for dinner. So she thought, oh, he must be at his friend's house next door watching the Dukes of Hazzard. So I guess when the show would have been over, his mother went over to find him. He wasn't there, and he had never been there, which absolutely horrified her. So she ran to her grandmother-in-law's house. Well, her boyfriend's grandmother's house, but it might as well have been her grandmother-in-law, and asked him, her, if she could use the telephone because they didn't have a telephone. That wasn't entirely unusual at that time, to call the police. Now, Charlie Project and Doe Network both say different things about whether she was denied the right to call or just didn't call until midnight. One says she was denied permission to call until midnight, and one says she just didn't. So just so you know that there is a discrepancy, and I did my best to ferret it out. Now, some of the sort of suspects and leads. Mom suspects that his father, Kelly Hollan Sr., may have taken him. The police have never ruled Mom herself out as a suspect because the case was a little strange. I would think if you were hit by a plow or buried in snow, as soon as the snow melted, which should have been fairly rapidly because we're talking about Kentucky here, they would have found a body, you know? So I don't think that's the case. And I'm not convinced it's Mom either. A stranger abduction is likely. Maybe someone took advantage of the fact that it was a snow day and new kids would be excited to be outside playing in snow, which they didn't get to very often, and was trolling. That is a definite possibility. Now, I know a lot of you are saying, oh my God, she gave her 6-year-old too much freedom. But you have to remember, this was 1982. During that time period, I was 8 years old, and I was allowed to walk down the street to the video store, down the street to the pizza pile and get a chocolate milk. You know, it was perfectly safe to do so. I don't know that I'd allow my 8-year-old to do that today, but at that time it was perfectly safe. He was 6, but still, go to your friend's house to watch the Dukes of Hazzard? Who wasn't watching the Dukes of Hazzard? And many of the neighbors, as it turns out, had criminal records, which, you know, it's a hollow in Kentucky, which means these people were poor, so some of what they did may have been things to make money that may not have been on the up and up. You know, maybe sell drugs, maybe use drugs because of depression because of their situation. This is just my speculation. The boyfriend's mom, or grandmom rather, didn't, if it's true that she didn't let her use the phone till midnight, I find that odd. Although the mother had answered a call at another neighbor's house earlier in the day. So she could have gone back to that house, I suppose, and used the phone. Or used the phone at the house of the people where he wasn't. So I don't know. Again, I'm speculating. There were tips that he was seen in Florida. There were tips from Arkansas. Police dug up Mom's concrete patio. A tip that he was buried there. On a tip that he was buried there. There was nothing there. who knows how long that patio had actually been there. And again, if a plow hit him, his body would have been found. There was an overnight search, and there was a lack of manpower and more snow, which hindered the search effort. A friend of Kelly's said that they walked to the store together around 4 p.m. That was the last confirmed sighting of him. Now, I don't know whether the kid gave that time or his parents gave that time, because I don't think a 6-year-old would really know what time it was. I mean, I can give you an example. My friend Christy and I would walk to the pizza parlor around the corner. Neither one of us could have told you what time we went there. Well, this afternoon, you know. We couldn't have told you what time. Our parents could have told you because they would have given us the 50 cents to get the can of soda. Yes, I'm old. So they would have known. But I don't know that a young child would. A neighbor saw a green car in the neighborhood that they didn't recognize. And the tracking dogs could not get a scent because it's just too much snow. And there were no footprints because there was just too much snow. It's unfortunate that that is the case, because that really hindered things, especially there where they don't deal with a lot of snow. More than some other southern states, but overall not really. And if his father took him, I would have thought he would have popped up in some way, you know, so that's kind of out. It is possible that he was abducted by someone who raised him, given his young age, although you'd think he would remember something. If you have any information about Kelly's case, you can call the Kentucky State Police at 1-606-435-6069. That's 1-606-435-6069. Or you can call the Pine Tree Hollow Police at oh no, that's the Kentucky State Police also. 1-800-222-5555. That's 1-800-222-5555. And as always, you can call 1-800-THE-LOST. Now, next time we're going to talk about the case of Lloyd Reese. He was a 14-year-old who was spending the day with a 21-year-old friend, and they both vanished. This was on the 3rd of June, 1985, in Salt Lake City, Utah. Now, a lot of people have questioned why he was with a 21-year-old. Could be any number of reasons if it was a family friend. So, I'm not too concerned about that. By all accounts, both good kids. So, but we'll talk more about that on Monday when we talk about Lloyd's case. Thank you so much for joining me. Please continue to comment. Please like, please subscribe. And I just want to give you a little programming note. Coming up in the next couple of months, it's going to take me a while to write it. I will be profiling the case of Mary Shotwell Little. If you have any links or any information that you'd like me to include, comment on any video and just write her name. Because it's going to take me a while to write it all up. It's probably going to be, if not my longest video, one of my longest videos, and certainly should be my longest solo video. So I'm pretty excited about that. Goodbye. God bless you. Thank you so much for watching.